of cycle update. The Revolt is complete. Excellent. CryptoTalk.fm. My name is Leister. I'm your host, not feeling well today. I stumbled across social media and noticed that I appear to have caused or exacerbated a revolt of sorts against the man I refer to as Idiot Vitalik because they're attacking him like crazy. A couple of months ago, I did coverage on the dumps that the man was doing on your head, and I told you to stop worshiping the guy as a god because he was dumping on your head, and some of you came back and said, community doesn't know nothing. I gave some posts from the community where they were asking, why are you dumping on the head? And that's what happens when you get a girl. And no matter what, there's still some people in the cult because Ethereum now has a cult. And it's like, geez, I don't know. So on Twitter, it's going crazy, and there were some additional notes. And I love what I see. I love seeing people turning against this dude and everything he's doing. And some good points were made. And I wanted to talk about those real quick. This won't take long. But what was happening was apparently there was another dump of 100 ETH. It's not a lot, but there was a dump. And apparently somebody saw that there was a dump out for DAI. And somebody actually asked Idiot Vitalik directly. And he came back and the first word he said was, bro. So we already know what it is. Was the guy even born in America? I don't know if he was, but you're saying bro? You are saying bro. We know. He's getting pissed off. He's about snap. He's getting pissed off. He's tired of it. It's easy to go away. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop dumping on people's heads. Anyhow, some responses talked about, why aren't you using the chain itself instead of dumping, like selling? Why don't you? And somebody said, why don't you stake it? User Eric Connor, who's verified, Eric Connor said, quote, the Ethereum Foundation could easily stake ETH and use DeFi to cover most, if not all, of their internal budget. This is getting extremely tough to defend. Stop. So I don't agree that it could, because the budget is lofty. Someone gave a number like $100 million to run this business of salary and expenses and overhead. So I don't know that staking could get all of it, but it brought up an intriguing idea. Because if your staking is not getting you what you want, but it's a viable way to get some, then it may encourage you to fix the staking to where you get more, right? So it gives you an incentive to actually improve the chain and make things better. And then Idiot Vitalik chimed back and he was talking about, look, this foundation is the reason that your fees are down. And the reason that he's defensive, he's angry, he's pissed because he's attacked. Meanwhile, he's missing the point, which is people saying, why don't you just stake the shit, right? And use that as the revenue stream and then get smarter about how you manage money and get rid of the dead weight. Because apparently that's bloated. If you got $100 million in overhead, that's bloated. It's crazy. And someone else called out, how the hell is your budget higher than I think it was like Harvard and all the high-end classes? Your budget's higher than freaking Harvard. That's why you're dumping. And then somebody else said, why don't you just give ETH to them as salary, and then they can choose to dump it or not, but it's better than, because I said it's the optics. This idiot going and doing these bulk sales, and then he does it at the time that the price is down, which makes it even worse. User Eric Connor again came back, said, quote, there should be some type of on-chain activity happening to slow the bleed. Imagine if that was done from the start. You'd have more ETH, less bad optics around dumping, etc. Responding that, oh yeah, we use the chain and top reasons dumping is tone deaf. Stop. So this Eric Connor, he gets it, right? He gets it. He gets the problem. The problem is the optics, and there could have been ways to avoid the negative press around what's happening with this guy. User Ponzi Junkie says, quote, Idiot Vitalik is embarrassment, and it's embarrassment, he spelled it wrong, for crypto. User Rawwort says, quote, do you want Ethereum Foundation to exist forever? You're supposed to remove itself. With current funds, it'll last another decade if ETH's price remains stagnant. So assuming, I don't see why they should prolong their life. We need a new alternative to the Ethereum Foundation, not putting Ethereum Foundation on life support. User Calvin says, quote, trying to be, quote, neutral, but instead pissed everyone off, LMAO. User Eric Sanchez says, quote, don't worry, it's just a, quote, swap with a laughing meme. User only.pulsechain says, quote, some peeps from Ethereum Foundation are not necessary. User Sai, which is 0x Saitama, he's actually pretty notorious, says, quote, worst, spelled wrong, than I thought. Imagine instead providing DApp support with ETH liquidity, enabling them to operate while selling on the way up and collecting fees. Couldn't be me. User 9354.eth says, quote, seems like trying to make ETH price go up is an explicit non-goal of the Ethereum Foundation. User Viper NFT says, quote, do they know you don't have to sell to earn? I thought yes, but. User AmeriKing says, quote, it's a good time to talk with Boring Sleuth, that's the Truth Seek guy, with the on-chain information he has on that foundation. So he's calling out some shady business is what it is. User Scarface XXX says, quote, how can these people research a thing they don't use? And user Leongo says, quote, easy, rename to ef.fun. That one's great. Fantastic. Then somebody quote tweeted a Peck Shield message. If you heard me on Car Salesman's Project, I said when Peck Shield gets involved, it usually is indications of a rug pull, so you don't want to see it. Peck Shield on the 20th of the month said, quote, Ethereum Foundation has swapped 100 ETH for 336,000 DAI tokens and then showed the trail. User trading _act says, quote, their brains actually do not work at all. The fuck do you need 300,000 for so urgently? What could you possibly, as the Ethereum Foundation, when the entire world's watching, need 300,000 of a public sell order for? Mindless dick roaches retard you. User Duo9YCC says, quote, rug. User Pass, as in PassET, says, quote, they literally sold because it was going down increasingly. I don't know who wouldn't do that. User Max Magnus says, quote, the fuck? With the meme of the cat in the overall saying, what they doing over there, you know. User Dark Crypto LARP says, quote, fuck you, idiot Vitalik and Ethereum. User Rock Pretty says, quote, I guess that's confirmation there'll be no Ethereum strategic reserve today. User XP Slan Bread says, quote, they are probably clapping like a NASA launch too, because the stablecoin they swap for is decentralized. User Davion the DK says, quote, days since the chain was last successfully used, 0. So I'm happy and proud that I was able to initiate this great revolt, you know, this outrage, this anger. I want it. This is what we need, because things change when there's mass disruption. We get everybody on board to understand the guy's a fucking idiot. I'm telling you that. I've been telling you this, right? Now you understand, because the dumps kept happening. It's not, it's not just salary. It's like, dude, you're doing it when everything's down, which makes no sense. And you're not doing anything to help it go up, which makes no sense. And then the optics are pissed off and you don't get that either. So I'm not telling you what to do with your cash. I'm not telling you anything. If you support the idiots, it's your business. The point is, people are frustrated. People are angry. And it's going to keep on happening because he's going to keep on doing it. I warned you multiple times. You didn't listen to me, get my credit. Because now you see it. That's what he's a dumper. At this point, henceforth and forthwith, I'm going to refer to him as Idiot Vitalik the rug puller, just like Manny the rug puller. Because essentially, it's like a slow rug. I can't describe it any other way. How else can you describe it? That the damn thing's being suppressed because of these large dumps that he didn't care about. If you support him, because you're a simp for him, have at it. But shame on you. Shame on you for letting him influence you to thinking something other than what's obvious in front of your face you could see for yourself to be the truth.